Hey guys, welcome to our first video of our new web development series. In our today's lecture, we're going to learn about HTML. What does HTML stand for? What is HTML? What role does HTML play in website development? Along with that, we will also learn what kind of softwares do we need in order to create these websites and web pages. What kind of software will we be using throughout our course, and also how can you download it? Along with that, we will also create a web page and we will learn how to add content into our web page. So without wasting any further time, let's begin. So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It is the language of the internet and it allows us to communicate with our browser. Browsers basically are our search engines such as Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, and also Internet Explorer. So some of the famous text editors are Sublime Text, Atom, Visual Studio, and also Notepad++. So throughout our series we will be using Sublime Text 3. Later in the video we will also see how can you download Sublime Text and set it up on your own computer. So tags in HTML. So there are two main tags in HTML. One is known as the opening tag and the other is known as the closing tag. So in order to write a tag, we first put a less than sign, then we write an element name. Right now we have written P, and P stands for paragraph in HTML, and then we put a greater than sign to close it all up. In the closing tag we repeat the same process, but we only add a slash, and this slash indicates that this is a closing tag. We will learn more about it as we write our own code just in a while. Extensions. So whenever we have to save an HTML file, we have to make sure that we add an extension of .html. For example, when we have to save our file, all we do is we write the name of the file. You can use any name. I have used example over here, and then you only add .html, and it's as simple as that. So syntax of HTML. So the first thing to notice over here is that we have a doctype HTML tag. Basically what this tag does is it tells your computer that the file you're writing is in the form of HTML. The second tag is HTML, and this tag is the main tag as it contains all the other tags such as the head and the body. Also in the head we write things such as our CSS, which we will learn in the future, and also our title. In the body tag we write all of the content of our website. For example, when you open a website, all of the paragraphs that you see, the headings, images, all of those things are included in your body. Now let's open our Google Chrome and see how can we download Sublime Text. Okay guys, so now as you can see, I'm in my Google Chrome and I have searched for Sublime Text 3. Now I'm going to go to download Sublime Text. That is the first link. I'm going to open this. And as you can see in this website, you have many links to download Sublime Text, Windows 64 portable version. If you're running a 64-bit version, you should go for this. If you have a 32-bit version, you should go to portable versions. As I have already downloaded it, I will open it right away. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is create a new file. So I'm going to go into files. I'm going to say new file, or you can just press Ctrl N. And now I'm going to save this file. So I'm going to go to save, and I'm going to save it on my desktop. It is already selected. I'm going to write the name of my file, that is new.html. So a few things to notice over here guys, that we cannot say one.html. We cannot put a number over here, and we cannot say that new space file. So do not use space, just keep it one word and keep it simple. So I'm going to save it. And now let's start off. So the first thing that we had to write was doctype HTML. Now the second thing was HTML tag. Okay, so Sublime Text has a feature that if you press HTML and then you select it, it autofills everything. But for our practice, we can write it so that we understand it fully. So we're going to say HTML, and then we're going to close it. Now we're going to put some space. Now we're going to say head, and now we're going to select head, put some space over here, and now let's place a body here. Okay, perfect. So now as you can see, the whole syntax is ready. So now if we want to add a heading over here, we're going to say h1, and then we'll say this is heading 1. and let's just close it. I'm going to go to files, I'm going to go to save, and now I'm going to minimize this window so that here is our file, as you can see. Now we're going to open this. As you can see, this is our file, this is our heading that is written over here. So yeah, one thing to notice over here, guys, that if you see over here, there is called new.html. If you want to change this, we have to give our HTML file a title. So in order to give it a title, we go to Sublime text. Inside of the head, we write title. I'm going to select title, and I'm going to give it a title called new file. I'm going to go to file, I'm going to save this, and now let's see. As you can see, it has changed to new file. Okay, so similarly, now what if I want a smaller heading than this? If I want to make a short heading, what will I do? I will use the tag h2, and now I'm going to say this is heading 2. I'm going to go to files, I'm going to save it, I'm going to open Google, refresh it, and there you see, this is heading number 2. So now similarly, if you want a third heading that is even smaller, the tag is h3, and you can say this is heading 3, and then go to files, go to save, and let's run it. Okay, so we can keep going until heading 6. That is the last heading HTML supports. So I'm going to say h6, and now I will say this is heading 6. File, save, Google, refresh. As you can see, this is the smallest heading HTML supports. So now I'm going to go back to Sublime text. I'm going to clear all of this. Now we're going to learn how can we write a paragraph. So for that, I'm going to use P, and I'm going to say this is our first lecture of HTML. And I'm going to close the P tag. I'm going to go to file, I'm going to go to save, and then let's see what happens. Refresh, and as you can see, this is a paragraph. So the paragraph appears in normal text. It is not bold, but there are a few tags through which we can make it bold. So for example, we want to make HTML bold, just like heading. So for that, the tag we used is called B. So I'm going to go to HTML, and before HTML, I'm going to open B tag, and after HTML, I'm going to close B. I'm going to save, and as you can see, it is bold. Okay, similarly, we can also underline things. For example, I create a new heading. This is a underlined heading, and for that, what we use is the tag U as an underline, and I'm going to say U, and I'm going to close U over here. I'm going to go to files, I'm going to go to save. Sorry about that. And now I'm going to go to Google, and as you can see, this is an underlined heading. So for underline, you use U. So if you want to make it italicized, if you want to make it italic, what do you do? So you go to H1, you say this is an italic heading, right? And then you say I, and over here you close I. You go to file, you go to save, and as you can see over here, we have an italic heading. So it doesn't only apply to headings, we can also do it to paragraph. If I copy this paragraph again from over here, and I'm going to paste it over here and remove these B tags, we don't need them for now. And now I'm going to try to make the whole paragraph italic. So I'm going to use I, and I'm going to close I. I just saved the file, and look, we have an italic paragraph. So guys, we can also add a horizontal line if I want to. So for example, after this is heading 1, I'm going to put a horizontal line. Let's see how you can do that. So for that, we go on to h1, we press enter and make some space, and we use the tag hr. So one thing to remember, guys, this hr tag is a self-closing tag. That means that we do not have to close it. It closes itself. So let's go to file and save, and if we go to Google and refresh, here you see we have a horizontal line. Okay, so moving ahead, let me remove all of this, and over here I want to write, I can write just anything. Right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this text and I'm going to paste it, and I want it to come below this text, so I'm going to press enter. I'm going to go to file and save. So as you can see, nothing really changes. It's still over there. So in order to break the line, in order to make this go beneath this text, we have to use a tag that is called BR. So I will use a BR over here, as we want the line to break right at this point. I'm going to use a BR, and this is also a self-closing tag. We do not have to close it. I'm going to go to file, I'm going to go to save, and then I'm going to refresh, and as you can see, it came down. So that was all for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed and understood all that we tried to study today. We will learn a lot more and a lot more attributes, a lot more tags, and in a lot more detail in the next upcoming lectures. Just stay tuned, and I will see you in the next lecture. Thank you.